so much for being with us. And we will be recording the meeting, so we will be able to get these resources to everybody afterwards as well. All right.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this afternoon. I would love to introduce myself and tell a little bit about myself, and then I'll get into a little bit more about Wings. My name is Selma Welsh. I've been working with Wings going on my 6th year as a financial coach. So I have I've worked it all when it comes to financial coaching. My background is actually in health education, went back into finances because I truly believe, and at Wings as well, as that to be 100% healthy, you have to be financially, think about a time that you've been stressed about money and how that fluctuates your weight, your heart, your stress level. So it's, we really believe that for you to be financially healthy, physically healthy, mentally healthy, spiritual healthy, it's a big circle. So really at Wings, we really want you to be financially, and so that can really help you along the way. So like I said, I'm a financial coach, and I'd like to get started a little bit about Wings. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Second. So, like I said, we're Wings. We were formerly known as the YWCA of Dallas. So we've been around about over 100 years. We went through a name change maybe about 5 years ago, just due to the fact that where everybody was going through separate ways when it comes to the YWCA. So you might have heard us called the YWCA, the YW, but like I said, we are Wings now. We're located off of Inwood Road in Dallas, right up by close to the medical district area. We're right off a DART train as well. So that is our building. We're currently not in the building right now, but it's a beautiful building. When we're back in there, please stop by. We'd love to have our members in our building. I love to give tours. At our building, we do have a full-size computer lab. We do have a kitchen. So we really want all of our members and everyone to just feel like they're home. They can use our Wi-Fi, they can use our computers, use our fax machines, use our office spaces. It's a good place at no cost to you to come and use our space, because like we say, our space is your space. We want you to feel comfortable there. At Wings, we do have 3 major programs, but we all have the same rules. It's judgment-free support, which is designed for women and men. We also serve men in one of our programs, but it's designed for women and families. You're the community experts, and all programs are offered at no cost. I really like to say no cost and not free, because it's actually it's not free to you, because it's taking your time, it's taking your willpower, it's taking your if you're driving someplace, it's taking, it's time from your family, it's taking time from your personal life, taking time from any type of self-care to take our classes. But that's why I like to say it's not free, because it is costing you something. So like I said, we have 3 major programs at Wings. One of our oldest is our Nurse Family Partnership Program. And this is for any woman who is a first-time mother. You get connected with a registered nurse for up to 2 years to do in-home visits. Right now, currently, we're only doing virtual or telehealth visits, but hopefully soon, maybe, we can start doing in-home visits. If you or know somebody who is at least less than 28 weeks, this is a free, no cost program to them. I don't have any children, but I imagine having a child, how scary that is. So the nurse is really there to give you, yourself, the home ready for having a child. There are some income guidelines that we can share. It's definitely on our website. And then another guideline is that you currently living in Dallas County. We do know that people move, so once you're in the program, let's say you move to Collin County, they are willing to follow you to your new destination. But like I said, it's a really great program. This is a national program, So Wings is a host for the national program. But if you like any information on the Nurse Family Partnership Program, please let me know. Or if you know anybody who could really benefit from this program, please send us our way. Like I said, here's a little bit more of guidelines. You must be pregnant with your first child, meet some income guidelines, be less than 28 weeks pregnant, and live currently in the Dallas County. So one of our newest programs that really hit off when we first moved into our building about 5 years ago is our Women's Enterprise Center program. This is for women only who want to start, grow, or maybe expand their small business. This is, there are many other organizations out there, but like I said, we are no cost to the women. This is a comprehensive program for every stage. If you're wanting to if you have an idea, if you have a business already in a session, it's any type of where you're at. You really get to work on your business, where you're at. You get to work on your business plan. You get to have a business advisor. You get to meet with mentors. You really get to have a group of ladies who maybe are going through the same things as you. Maybe have, it's a great group. So it isn't a cohort model, so you are moving along with the same group. Currently, this program is, we are taking on a waiting list because right now the next cohort will not start until January. So if this is something that you're really interested, please visit our website and add you to the waiting list so they can follow up with you. Any questions about the Women's in Entrepreneurship program? And this is, I love this program because first of all, I just love hearing about all the businesses that, people think of. There's some from hairstylists to bakers to, more self-services to even, so skincare to maybe counseling. So there's all types of business out there. If you just maybe have an idea of a business or just want to say, I have a few ideas, please feel free to check us out. Please meet with one of our mentors. Donna is a great resource. She's a lady in the middle. She's wonderful. She can definitely help you at least just plan out and see this is something, especially if you're thinking about passive income. What can I do to maybe earn some extra money? What can I do as, I'm really good at a hobby. So what can I turn that hobby into some extra income? Okay, financial education and coaching, a little more of my thing. Yes.
So I actually am not, I don't know if this is the case for everybody, but I'm only seeing like your first slide. I'm not like, it's not like moving along. I don't know what's happening.
Everybody not see? No, that's probably why. I don't know. Let me,
Let's see, if you click start slideshow, would that do it?
let's try this one.
Hey, there we go.
So let's go back a little bit. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So let's go back to the family. So let's go back to, I think you saw our building for a long time. So here are the guidelines if you want to write them again for the Nurse Family Partnership. Here is the Women's Entrepreneurship. It is a 12-week business plan. 5 weeks entrepreneurship development program. You do get matched up with a mentor or a business advisor. What I really love, like I said, a little bit more about this is that let's say that you are not familiar with marketing or business finances or maybe even bookkeeping. If that's something that you really need help with your business or social media, because that's such a big thing now in businesses, Donna does everything or which she can to find you a business advisor, a volunteer to really connect you in that field. Or maybe you need somebody that says, hey, who has done this before? So it's really great to see, can I get like a mentor to really help me answer these questions? So financial education and coaching. So we have a few classes here at Wings. Our first is a Fluid in Finance. It's usually a 3 to 4 week series. Currently it's 3 weeks that helps you really kind of hone into all the financial subjects. I really like to call this is like kind of the basics. So it gets you thinking about, what do I need to work on? What are my goals? What are things I want to start working on? So you really learn about how to build your savings, credit, reducing your debt. We talk about values. Values is very important when it comes to money, because why do we do things we do when it comes to money? Was it things that we learned in the past? Was it things that we learned from our family? Was it things that maybe you see in society or your neighbors? So values, we really hone on values. We also, like I said, we start with values and then we move on to more financial things, like I said, savings, credit, reducing debt, and then we end off with let's talk about network. Let's talk about your network, and how do you grow your wealth? So we'll talk about more about investing and estate planning and retirement. So that's a little bit about our Fluid in Finances. Like I said, currently we're doing 3 weeks. Everything is online. So please check that out. I'll give you the link right now. With that, we also have our Rise sessions, which are one-time classes, and they are more focused. Like I said, you can't talk about everything in this Fluid in Finance class. But so let's say we really want to talk about credit more. So we do offer one-time 90-minute classes that are about just one subject. Currently, let's say we talk about how to rebuild your credit, how to work on Excel, how to do your LinkedIn, how to reduce debt. We do things about also, we just currently had one about retirement. So they are kind of seasonal. So depending on the season, we might do maybe the beginning of the year about goal setting. And then currently right now we're doing about like saving for the holidays is another thing, how to prepare for the holidays that are coming up. So those are 90-minute classes about one subject. They're more in depth than what you would get in the Fluid in Finances. Okay. So a little bit about financial coaching, like I am. I'm a financial coach. So what I do is I work one-on-one with you on your financial goals. What I really want to say is that we all have life goals, but with financial aspects in there. So we might have goals to buy a home. That's a life goal. We might have a goal to maybe go back to school, or we might have a goal to take a trip somewhere. That's a life goal. But how are we going to pay for that? How are we going to do something? So we try to work on those life goals. So, and then I like to say, okay, now do we have the income? What do we need to work on? I'm going to use the example about buying a home. That's a big goal for a lot of us out here. And maybe it's like, well, I've had some credit issues. I've had some debt issues. I've had, my credit score isn't where I want to be at right now. So that's the big goal. And then we make it into smaller goals from there. Let's say it's pulling your credit report, if it's paying down debt. So we always try to work towards your financial goals. But I like to say we have life goals, and because I don't like the word financial, sometimes can be kind of scary. I'm coaching right now. It can be done in person, but like I said, right now we're doing everything virtual or phone or email. It's really based on you. You tell me what you want to work on. You're in the driver's seat and I'm in the passenger seat, and you tell me where we're going. I'm really here to really give you those tools, those resources. If I can't get it done, I'll find somebody. There's education as well. But I think the most important thing when it comes to a financial coach is that providing that accountability. I know if I have somebody checking on me, maybe asking those thought-provoking questions, I might be more willing to get things done. So I always, think about how, like, I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds. And if I had somebody checking on me, it'd probably be easier for me. Or if I didn't eat so much like gummy bears or something like that, maybe checking on me to see how much gummy bears I ate that day. But we really believe that if you're a good fit for coaching, is that you're open to creating new habits. That's one thing. You're open to new things, that you are wanting to change. You're wanting to really look into what you're going to do. And then, like I said, it's led by you. You tell me what you want to work on. You tell me how many times you want to see me. You tell me if you want to talk on the phone or you want to see virtual. That's because we really base it on your timeline. Any questions about coaching?
I think my biggest question for our participants here would be like how to access that financial coaching, and maybe you'll get to that as well. But you said like it's available all the time. So how, if somebody watching today is interested in that, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so what I'm going to offer y'all right now, I'm going to add it in the chat, but I will also send it out, is we do have a link. We make it as easy as possible. I will also send you my personal information, so you can always make a coaching session through me, but we do it through a link. You look at the times, we have evening, we have weekends, we have in the morning, whatever really works for you. So, like I said, it's whatever works for you, because we understand that not everybody has the same schedule. So you just make a coaching session. There's no requirements. We just ask you what are some things that you want to work on. And then the first sessions, how it looks is that we're trying to get to know who you are. What are you trying to do? What are we trying to do here? And then from there, we build upon it. But it's definitely a link, or you can definitely call our phone number and make a session from there. There's so many ways you can get in contact with us by email, phone, or through the link. But I'll definitely share that in a second. So we also have some additional components. We do offer an ESL and GED classes. We offered it through North Lake. So that is also classes that we offer throughout the year. We also offer through the tax credit workshops. This will be starting probably at the end of December to January till the end of April, that we offer tax credit education workshops. We do not do taxes, but we do, give you the knowledge about what tax credits are out there for you, what are things that you can do with your tax refund, and also connect you with a coach, because maybe some of those refunds can lead to some goals that you have. So those are a few classes to look, and I'm going to share all this information, okay, with us by adding our links to, one second. So here is our link to I got asked, what is the average age of the woman? We actually I have clients, members from the age of like 17 to 75. There is not an average age, but I guess between the average ages are probably about 30 to about 55. So they're every age. There's not an age group. There's some that, that just maybe have an older business and they want to work on it, but there's not an age group. Any age, any woman can definitely join. The only classes that men can join, we do love men, I like to say that, but are the financial coaching or our financial classes. But so if you do have a man or a son or somebody that can does want to do coaching, please give them our link as well. So here's our link to the coaching, and I'll definitely share this. But it is, you can make a link, you can do it. We do offer our coaching in English and in Spanish. And that is our link. And then I would also like to provide you our link to our website that has all our classes. And you can also sign up for our classes online or either by calling or emailing us.
Awesome. And I will make sure to send that out to everybody as well. I'll send out an email after we all finish here, and I'll have these links as well. That is super helpful, super great programs that you guys offer. You keep referring to members of Wings.
Yes. Yes.
What is involved? How do you guys define that? What does that look like?
And so we like to use the word member instead of clients, because we feel like you are members of us. You are a member of like our little club, like we like to say. So it's just, join any of our classes, taking any of our classes, taking coaching. So you're automatically a member if you take only just one class. You're automatically access to any of our coaching, our resource coaching. I forgot to say this about resource coaching, is that we do have a resource coach that this is new due to the COVID area, that if maybe that there's something that you need a little more assistance on, if it's you rent assistance, utility assistance, childcare, we do have now a financial coach, a resource coach that can really now hone into those types of needs, that can connect you and that makes sure that you're getting to the right person. We're not just giving you a phone number or an email address to say, here, now go, we're really trying to connect you to the right person and following up. So that is also another service that we have offered now due to the COVID era, is a resource coach to really help you get to those resources that we at Wings cannot assist with. Like I said, we've had a lot that maybe need some assistance with childcare, or even with some assistance in some type of rent assistance or utility assistance. So we're really working hard with other organizations, and now we have somebody who's working hand in hand with those organizations. So a member is anybody that takes any class at our Wings. So we'd like to say that they're all our members, because, you know, you're like a member of our little women's club.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I got a question in the chat here. If you provide any medical care in working with pregnant women.
You're not to do medical care when working with women. No, we do not. So I'm assuming, are you asking if we offer any type of any type of medical care? So the nurses will, like I said, the nurses will do the normal things when it comes to checking your blood pressure, checking things like that with the pregnant women, but I'm not sure if they do full medical care. That's something they would work with you and your doctor.
Got it.
Yes. Are there resources for college students? Of course, yes. So can you explain a little more for college students? Student loans, yes, there's, yes, if there's something you want to talk about student loans, definitely that's a big topic that I'd love to talk about, are student loans. So that's something that you would talk to a financial coach more, because like I said, that's more maybe, what is your situation looking like, okay? So it's one-on-one, it's everybody's situation is a little different. And that's the time that you make a coach and say, hey, I have some student loans. I want to know what are some resources out there for me. And then that would be a goal, saying I would like to pay my student loans by this, or I would like to, get my student loans lowered. And that's a goal that you would work with your student, with your coach.
That's awesome. Now, I know that you said for I think it was for the Nurse Family Partnership Program, there were some income requirements.
Yeah.
Are there any kind of requirements like that for accessing financial coaching or any of the other classes?
No,
can anybody join?
Yeah, everybody. I think everybody can offer. I think I personally think that everybody can benefit from financial coaching, because we're not advising you to do anything. And I really want to make that clear, is that we are not here to advise you. We feel that you know your life the best. You have lived this long, okay? But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to take this education or take this, plan, and if you want to move on to it. If you don't, okay, that's fine. Like I said, you know your life the best. We will never tell you what to do. But, like I said, we do give education at the end of the day. That's the education. Do you run with it or not? And then if something doesn't work out, we'll go back to the drawing board. And that's what's great about coaching. We're not here to tell you what to do. I know that some people like more things about maybe if you're looking more into that, that's more of maybe a financial advisor or financial planner who does more of this is what you need to do. And we really want to walk you along so you can say, hey, I don't need Selma anymore after 6 months, or I can get this on my own, or I know how to take care of my debt. And that's my end of the goal, is that you tell me, I don't need you any Selma anymore, because I can do this on my own. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what I want, that you don't use me as your crutch, that you can do it on your own. I see that we have a few questions. Do you teach class about investing and understanding the start? Yes, we do. We do have a Investing 101 that we started. And then we do in our Rise series, which is our Fluence in Finance, we do talk about investing, but we have one-off classes, which are called the Rise sessions, about investing. Yes, I shared the calendar, but I can share it again, of our upcoming classes. Please keep looking at our classes, because they change periodically. And would you be able to share the list of classes with the ones? Do you help with grant writing? Yes, yes, yes. We actually do have a one-off class for just for grant writing, which is a big class that helps. And then also you working with a mentor or an advisor when it comes to business. They do, if that's your goal, that's what you can work with them and say, hey, how do I seek financial support? How do I earn capital for my business? We do offer all our classes in English and Spanish. We do offer coaching and English and Spanish.
And then it's Denise asked if you have weekend and evening classes.
Yes, we do. Currently, I'm so sorry, I didn't see that. Yes, we do have all our classes. Actually, currently, all our classes are during the weekend and in the evening. Like I said, we really open to understand that most people maybe work in the evening or may work in the daytime. So we do a lot of classes on Saturdays. We do a lot of classes that maybe start at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yes, all our classes are currently online only. Just due to this, due to the pandemic. Hopefully, maybe soon, fingers crossed, that we can get back to normal and we get back into the office. And we do hold our classes at our center off in Wood. But currently, all our classes are on the weekend and the evening.
That's great. Yeah. Any other questions, anybody?
I would love to have people, come by, stop our classes. Payment structures. There's no payment. I don't know if you're asking if there's payment for the classes. It's all no cost. And that's, and we just ask you a few demographic questions and just for helping us with our grants. Okay, great question. What about the classes for people who want to change jobs or advance in their careers? So currently, we do have a few classes that they're called for your career, that are for people who want to maybe work on their resume, LinkedIn, those who want to work on, they're more soft skill classes that we offer. Then okay, but if you're wanting, we do have a few volunteers that currently are working with some of our members on their resume. So that's one great thing. We do help with resume writing as well. I have helped as well. Because I understand that growing your income, sometimes you need to find a new job. So that's why resume writing is something that we all coaches do assist in as well.
I'm looking on your calendar right now, and it looks like we've got collaboration and teamwork, time management, communication. So yeah, those soft skills are incredibly important, not only for landing a job, but keeping a job and advancing. So that's fantastic that you offer coaching for those skills. Yeah.
Yes, so those are great classes. Currently, they're an hour and 30 minutes. They are recorded, so we understand that some people have to leave early, or they that's what's so great about Zoom is that, or about online platform, is that we can record and send to you at a later time. Do you offer classes for writing proposals for nonprofits? So that would be more in our Women's Entrepreneurship Program. They have the cohort model. That's something they would cover in the 6-week classes, and that's something they would cover in the cohort. So in all the classes together. Currently, we do not offer childcare. We have a child watch area. So we do not offer childcare, but we have a child watch area. And I want to say what that is. And what that is we do have a play area. So if you have somebody that's maybe an older child that can watch your child, but we do not, if you have a child, please bring them to our classes. We only ask you to sit by the door, or maybe we ask you to bring something to play with. Maybe, okay, so children are always welcome. We have a lot of toys, we have a lot of books, we have a lot of fun games they can do. But we do ask that if you can just sit by the door, and if you need to walk out, please do. But children are always welcome, and we hope to have childcare soon. The only programs that right now we're currently using for computer programs is our either Excel, an advanced Excel, from mid to or to advanced Excel, and a QuickBook class for the ones that are in our Women's Entrepreneurship Program. Those are the two programs that we are only offering during the computer. We obviously are not offering them right now, but those are the two classes that we offer when it comes to computer programs. Any other class? I love the class. Love the questions.
What would you say are the biggest, the most frequent tips that you're giving people? I know that the financial coaching is obviously very individualized, but what are some common themes or I know you said you're not giving advice, but tips that you may have for people?
Yeah, I think that first and foremost, always connect with the coach, you know, but I guess my questions, there's some questions. For some common things is that it's really important to start thinking about savings. So it's important to pay yourself. Even there's not an amount when it comes to savings. It's more of a habit, and we really try to hone in. Even if you can do $1 a week, or 50 cents, or $5 a week, or $50 a month, whatever. It's not the amount at the end of the day. It's just getting that habit of savings. And like I said, savings is a habit, not an amount. I like to tell people that, because some people are like, I can't save that much. Well, paying yourself first, you know. I understand a lot of things come up, but at least you have that savings if something happens. That's probably my biggest thing, is about start getting into the habit of savings. Even if you only have $3 at the end of the month, okay, put that to savings. Okay, just because in the next month you might have more. So and maybe the next month you have more, and you get in this groove of savings, okay, and maybe the following month you don't have as much, so you have to put a little bit. Just make sure just to keep doing it, okay. And I think that's one of my biggest tip, is just to start saving. I do know currently, you know, through the COVID, and a lot of the members that I see is that, you know, I'm so happy that I started saving somewhere. Okay, just because I was at least had something in the bank. Okay, but that's probably my biggest takeaway is it's really just to get in the habit of savings, and don't worry about it's, you know, people are like, save 50% of your check or something like that. Don't worry about that. Just worry about, what's my habit? What's my pathway I want to get into? You know, I want to save once a month, or I want to save every check this much. So just start, even if you can't do it right now, start thinking about a plan. If you maybe don't have a job at this current moment, just start thinking about, okay, I would like to start planning for this much, you know, to save on this day for this many times a year. So just getting, and you know what, you don't have to save in a bank either. You know, a bank is not for everybody. So it doesn't matter if you save in a jar, it doesn't matter if you save under your mattress. It's just finding what works for you. Another thing is about budgeting. I know that a lot of people, sometimes that word is kind of an ugly word, budgeting and spending plan. There's not a one size fits all when it comes to budgeting. Your neighbor might do something different, your sister, your brother might do something, but you find what works for you. Because if you don't find out what works for you, you're going to dread doing it. So you might like the apps, you might like the Excels, you might like the pen and paper, but what type of tracking, what type of budget system, what type of spending plan works for you? And that's something that I work along with a lot of my members, is we might try one thing for 1 week or 2 weeks, and they might hate it, and we'll go back to the drawing board. But that's another thing, is that finances are very specific to you. They're not a one size fits all. It's not like a joint thing. So budgeting, it's important as well, spending plan. And then also mind your, I call your spending leaks. Always think of your spending links. Mine is a Starbucks. I love Starbucks, okay? But those are spending links. So think about the things that you don't think about that you buy so much, you know? Like I said, I love gummy bears, so I'll stop by Target and buy some gummy bears a lot. So think about those small spending links, how they can really add up. And I do a exercise with my members, looking at your finance statements and see how much do we spend with that card, because we just such a swiper, and we see. But those are some big tips, is you know understanding that not everybody's the same, and that to really just start saving, anything works.
That's great. Those are great tips. Thanks.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a lot of
Yeah.
questions here in the chat. The first thing I see, do you offer classes for elderly women on how to use their cell phones, iPod, other technology?
No, we do not, but I can offer you to the senior source. They offer really good programs on using the cell phones and iPod. I can help you as much as I can, but I'm not the best. Okay, and I'm willing to help. And I know everybody at the office can help, but if you're looking for more of a class situation, that is not something we offer. But we are always willing to help as much as we can. But if that's something you're looking more, I can offer. I know a few organizations that can help you. Like I said, the senior source, there's other ones out there that can really, kind of sit with you and tell you how this works, how this technology works. How many computer stations do you have? Oof. I wish I'm at the office right now. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say it's more than 10. Okay. I just want to say that. Okay. 10 to 15, I'm going to say. We have about 10 to 15 computers. Full-size computers with a printer, fax machine, a copier as well. But I cannot think at the top of my head how many computer stations we have. So it's a pretty good amount. What we love is that during the daytime, it's open all the time, so during the day, if you want to work on something, and I know the library really has a library, but so it can be kind of loud or busy there, but if you want to go to a quiet space, and definitely check us out, and we can work in the computer lab there, because there's not many people during the day. Like I said, it's pretty quiet, so it's really robust at the evenings and the weekends. Do you offer
regarding that your computer lab for whenever you do open up? You said you had a fax machine. Does it can people receive faxes there as well as send them?
Yes, I can. Yes, okay. I've seen. Yes, and I do that a lot. That's one thing I do help is that I understand. So they'll say, "I just fax it to me and I'll give it to you." So that's one thing. And then we have a member service staff member who you can definitely say, "Hey, I'm going to get a fax in. Do you mind just holding it for me?"
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that at least at my location here at the library, whenever we were open, patrons were able to send out faxes, but we didn't have a way for them to receive that. Yeah. And sometimes that's different organizations or agencies, they'll need to fax you something. So that's good to know.
And I did a lot of faxing, and I would wait and just say, "Hey, I got your stuff," and you come back and pick it up. And that's what's working. Yeah. That's great when you work one-on-one with the coach, because you have that connection. Mm-hmm. You have that kind of that person to call. So it's when you're with the coach, you're with the coach. That's your coach, unless there's something going on. But that's the person you call. That's the only person you see, because you make a connection.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Do you offer help to women who are in transition to Medicare to help them with medical programs? No, we do not, about the medical programs. I can definitely find some information for you. Do you assist with job placements? Currently, we do not help with any type of job placement. We were working with the Bank of America currently to do job placements. That is currently on hold. A lot of things, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of our job placements have been on hold due to COVID. Hopefully, please check back with us beginning of the year. Like I said, we were working with Bank of America to have our members do at least interviews and for their jobs, for job placement. They have just let us know that they're on hold for a little bit until the beginning of the year. So just keep on checking with us if that's something you're looking into about job placements, and we can just keep you updated what companies, what organizations that hope to be in the pipeline. Yes, do you have somebody to help you with a practice for interviews? Yes, we have a few volunteers who are actually recruiters or work in the HR departments at different locations. So they do help with interviews. They do help with the resumes. That is something that we do offer. We just make a session with one of our volunteers.
So if somebody were interested in getting that one-on-one mock interview or resume help, is that listed as a class, or how would they just email in or call in?
That will be listed separately. There's only a few
Okay.
volunteers that do that, and it's more of like seeing what your schedule and what their schedule looks like. Most likely will probably be through an online platform, but we can assist with that. So what we would do is just following up with our member service, our resource coach, or even and I can connect you to the right program.
Got it.
How long do the cohorts last? So there are 6 weeks long. After that, they move into another, if you're done, you can move into the expanded sessions where they're more different. They're sessions for those who really want to expand their business more, maybe taking online, maybe taking more classes, maybe working more with an advisor. So it's the entrepreneur the cohort lasts about 6 weeks, but there's much more things to do after as well.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
I love the questions. I love that. I get to see everybody's
Lots of engagement today.
Yeah. I would love to see everybody's smiling faces or hear them on the phone, make a session with me. Like I said, judgment free. There's no right or wrong. Finances. I'm going to say this. Finance is such a taboo topic. We talk about so many other things in life with our coworkers. We talk about with our friends, but talking about finances, even with our spouses. And I will even put myself in there talking about that with my spouse can be very hard about finance and money. So understand that we know making that session can be really hard, but if you just make a session, you're already taking those first step. But give us a call, make a session just to see, hey, this is what's going on, and then maybe what we can do to help you. And like I said, if it's not us, we can definitely assist you to the right person, maybe at a different organization. But like I said, I know it's not a fun topic to talk about, but as long as you're just making that first session, you're making the first step, and we just really want to help you. And especially if there's a lot of women on here, we understand that sometimes money can be hard, even as it's supposed to be like more of a man topic, okay? But we want to make you sure that you're financially secured as well, and really kind of empower you. You can do this on your own.
Yeah. I think there's no better time to do it, especially with so many things in the world in flux right now, to make sure you've got a good foundation and a good base, whether you're between jobs or whether you're looking for something better, just making sure you've got a good financial foundation. So I think this is really key. We've got a question from Jill. Do you have any classes about wills or estates?
We will actually. We were just talking about this yesterday. You must have been in our meeting, Will. I mean, we are actually doing more classes about wealth management. So we will be adding new classes about wills and estates and trust, because we understand that is an important thing to have. It doesn't matter if you have $1 in the bank or you have $1 million in the bank. Having a will and estate or a trust is very important. So please look up for keep on checking in, see the classes. Hopefully by November, December, the classes will be up. We know that people like to do that stuff at the beginning of the year because they're looking at the benefits and the beneficials and everybody. So that's something that we will be planning within the next few months and be up before January. So yes, the classes are coming.
Great. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they have a question or want to sign up for something after this class?
And you know what? Feel free to get in contact with me, and I will give you my personal information. And if Hannah wants to send them out too, so here is my name. Here is my email.
And I will send this out to everybody who registered today. To make sure that it's easy to get in touch with you if they need to.
And here's my phone number. I cannot ever remember my phone number by heart. I'm not gonna lie. 984. I have texting capability, so if you want to text me, that's great. I know people like to text better. Just tell me, hey, I was in the library, and just if you have any questions.
Great.
And that is my phone number.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Feel free to always, if you have any questions, if you just want to test coaching out a little before you put your whole body in, to put your foot in a little bit, just give me a call.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like something that pretty much anybody could really benefit from.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about anybody can benefit from this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other questions from anybody here today? All right. Well, Selma, thank you so much. I do, before we let everybody go, I do want to remind everybody next week we are going to be hosting Jewish Family Service. We're going to be looking at adapting the new normal to your job search and figuring out how to navigate the new waters of what the job landscape looks like right now. So I think that should be beneficial for everybody. Really encourage you to come, spread the word. And then the week after that, we have a lot of job programming. We are looking at, we've got a resume session. We've got a session on Disability Employment Awareness Month. So your rights as a person with disabilities and seeking employment, as well as just employment rights in general. And you can find all of that information here. I'm putting the link in the chat. And that'll take you to our entire events calendar. I'll make sure to link everything in the email that I'm sending out afterwards. Yes, Selma, thank you so much for connecting with us and coming out today. Really appreciate everything you were sharing. Lots of great resources. I really appreciate you coming sharing that with our patrons today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Any other questions before we head out? Just want to make sure, get all those questions answered. All right, fantastic. Take care, everybody. Bye.